is what's best for me. I've never seen a sunset like this before. Watch the lights fading out upon the cliffs of the shore. I've never been this far from home. Now I'm stuck in the past. Is it too hard to see?
My attempt to stop drinking that stuck started getting hard around the 6 to 8 month mark. I tried looking for a 12-step meeting, but found that public health officials had disbanded all of them and sent them home to talk to each other through their laptops. That was never going to work for me, but it was for the best that I didn't find a meeting, because what I did find was Stoicism. It's a way of living that's older than Islam, older than Christianity, and the more I read from the Stoic philosophers, the more I understood why it had lasted so long. Reading their words is like seeing something on paper that you know to be true and have always known to be true, but just never had the words to articulate it yourself. I learned there were two visions for the world. There was the way the world was, and then there was the way I thought the world should be. And the way I thought the world should be was disconnected from the way the world was. I learned that reality was indifferent to how I characterized it, so it was best to just accept it for what it was and move on. The consequences, regrets, and embarrassments of being a drunk were in the past and cemented in place. I couldn't change them. Everything in the past, and most of the conditions in the present too, were beyond my control, I learned. I was, however, in complete control of my response to things moving forward. I no longer had to regret the past. I forgave myself. I didn't have to have anxiety for the present. I found peace with accepting whatever was going to happen would happen. I would respond positively to it regardless of what it was and move forward. I valued my time more. Every day became a gift, not a guarantee. What was a guarantee, though, was hardships. There would always be something difficult trying to take away my joy. That's a guaranteed. And we all know people who always find a reason to complain, to whine, to make their lives miserable on themselves. I just wasn't going to be one of those people. I'd be the opposite. If there was a way to make it funny, I'd find that way. If I got stuck with something I didn't want, I'd keep looking at it from different angles until I figured out the one where it brought me joy. And always such an angle exists. For example, the heat on my semi-truck went out that year, and the mechanic said that he fixed it, but he didn't. So the bottom line was I had to spend the winter in a semi-truck without working heat. And it was great. Every morning I would wake up shivering instead of having to rely on an alarm clock. Also, it gave me the opportunity to buy a quilt. Accepting my reality as it was closed the door to complaining for me and started a yearning for new experiences. Around the time I was getting sober, life was very, very challenging. There's a lot more to the story than what I can fit onto a YouTube channel that I run with my cell phone out of my tent. But my new skill of finding joy in what was reality helped me get through those challenges. Life is good. It's rare. It's a gift. It can actually be quite pleasant if you learn how to enjoy it, so why not? The hard stuff is the most rewarding, so do something hard. And you don't have to suffer through it. Find some humor in it. Laugh. Mowgli accidentally left his tent door open and the tent filled with mosquitoes. It was so hot outside that he was sleeping naked, and then he started getting bit by mosquitoes. He had to choose between putting on his sleeping bag and sweating even more, but only getting bit by mosquitoes in the head, or taking off his sleeping bag, getting bit by mosquitoes everywhere, and only sweating the normal amount. What's not funny about that situation? He chose both. He spent the night profusely sweating, but at least he was itchy.